you talk about tech, and we know that China is a big tech story already there. I mean, that's really the growth driver. Whether it's EVs, whether it's ChatGPT, whether it's AI, China's really driving the technology. Those are the gains that we're seeing in China, right? That's driving the economy.
That's driving the economy, and this is a trend we're really seeing around the world. While it's very challenging in other sectors of the economy where all of the capital spending is being focused on is AI, it's technology, and we expect that to continue in the next few years because those barriers were put up many years ago.
So if you had to invest in EV as a sector, where would you invest, US or China?
I would invest in China. Look, I think they have made tremendous progress, not only in terms of technology, the attractiveness of their cars, their penetration into emerging markets has been quite high. The price points they're hitting are quite competitive. But the big challenge in the segment right now is margin. Nobody's making that much money in the space. The competition, as Martin points out, for market share. At some point that will change, but until that changes, we think it's going to be a very challenging space.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. So EV registrations were down, and they're usually down in the first week of June, and this is no exception. For most of the EV brands, NIO were down 19.8% to 4,330 units registered. Xiaomi were down 44%. Yes, you heard that right. Tesla were down 34%. Yes, you heard that right. Leapmotor was up 4.8% despite the market being down. BYD were down 8.3%. In BYD sold 382,476 vehicles in May. In May, they were up 15.3% from the same month last year. Aito was down 13.8% last week. Tesla was down 33.7% from 13,040 units the week before to 8,640 units, and down 28% from 12,600 units in the same week last year. So I've been reporting on this since beginning of last year, that Tesla is going to continue to lose market share in a massive way worldwide, and it's happening. But that's not because I went to school for this. It's just critical thinking and common sense. They stopped innovating, and we should continue to see this trend happening for them, just like BlackBerry, who was the first. Li Auto down 31.1% and fell 24.13% from the same week last year. Yes, Li Auto is also taking a big beating. Xpeng registered 41,190, down 42.6% from 7,300 the week before, but rose 132.78% from the same week last year. Very impressive. Bear in mind, Xpeng is a low-end brand. NIO delivered 23,231 cars in May, up 13% from 20,544 units in the same month last year. But we expect to see an even bigger ramp up coming. Tesla used to be the number one, like I said, like BlackBerry, but they are now number 8 with 3.8% market share in China. Yes, 3.8%, where they used to be number one. And I spoke about this since the beginning of last year, and people said I was bashing, but it wasn't bashing. It was just looking at what was happening. They stopped innovating, and they're going to continue to crash in a massive way. NIO's highest price ET9 delivered 682 units in May. The ET9 delivered 682 units in May, bringing the combined deliveries over the past 2 months to 1,492. The ES6 remains the top-selling NIO brand model with 5,479 units delivered in May. And NIO's highest price model, the ET9, maintained relatively strong delivery volumes in May, its second full month of deliveries. The executive flagship sedan delivered 682 units in May, bringing the combined deliveries over the past 2 months to 1,492 units, according to data shared by local automotive media outlet Yeech. This is a solid performance for a luxury sedan developed by a local Chinese automaker, despite a 15.80% decrease from the 810 units delivered in April, but it's holding pretty steady. And the ET9 was officially launched, as we know. Sorry guys, the ET9 was officially launched at NEO Day 2024. It has a price tag of $109,730. And the ET9 incorporates many of NIO's latest technology, including its in-house developed chip. I saw XPeng boasting about theirs is 3 times faster than an NVIDIA chip, because XPeng just came out with their chip, saying that it will seal them for the next 5 years as leaders. Well, our chip is 4 times faster. So how many years will that seal us for? It says NIO delivered 23,231 vehicles in May, a year-on-year increase of 13.8%. But I did a little bit of math and I came up with this. So with the 1,492 ET9s that we delivered for the last 2 months, it roughly brings us to $163,717,160. Yes, you heard that right. Let me say that again. Those 1,492 ET9 sold brought in $163,717,160. But this is just a rough estimate. It's going to be a little less than this, because this is if people are buying it with the battery. However, I believe about 80% of NIO EVs are being bought with battery as a service. That's how much people are liking the business model, battery as a service. So they don't have to wait to charge. They can swap in less than 3 minutes and go again. But it gives a rough estimate of how much revenue just the ET9 alone are bringing in, and how much EVs would Tesla, XPeng, and the rest have to sell just to equate to this. But also, I've said this since last year, the amount of revenue that NIO will be bringing in from other revenue, from the battery swapping, with the partnership using our battery swap stations as well in the third quarter of this year, from the selling of the chips that are coming, Skyos, and so many of our in-house technology that will be sold, that revenue alone will, if not exceed, be equivalent to the amount of EVs that we're selling. Because the kind of EVs that we're selling, forget Envoy and Firefly, our high-end brands, are on the same level as Porsche, BMW, Audi, and even exceeding them now with the ET9. So we don't expect to sell the same amount as Li Auto and the rest of the playing field with our premium brands, but with our sub-brands we should sell more than Li Auto and the rest of the playing field, Tesla, etc., going forward. But our other revenue combined, this is why the CEO is saying that NIO is going to be profitable in a sudden and in a massive manner this year. So it's very exciting to see where this company has come from and where we're going, whilst the fake analysts pretend not to see. We know. So I hope you guys found this video yet again to be informational, inspirational, and motivational. If so, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. A lot of you guys are still forgetting to hit the thumbs up, because it takes a lot of time to do these videos and the editing. And if you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because in this channel, we are waking up the middle class for the first time to get a major piece of the pie from the ground level up as to how the game is played on Wall Street. And like 50 said, we get rich or we die trying, guys.